Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the magical mushroom-filled world of the Smurfs. We all know and love these little blue creatures, but have you ever stopped to think about who the real hero of Smurf Village is? While Papa Smurf leads with wisdom and Hefty Smurf flexes his muscles, there's one Smurf whose quick thinking and sharp mind have saved the day more times than we can count. That's right. We're talking about the one and only Smurfette. Now, let's set the scene. It was a beautiful sunny day in the Smurf Village. Birds were singing, Smurfs were smurfing their daily tasks, and everything seemed perfect. Too perfect, perhaps. Because, lurking just beyond the enchanted forest, in a rickety, moss-covered hovel, the nefarious wizard Gargamel was brewing up his most dastardly plan yet. He cackled to himself, his loyal but perpetually confused cat Azrael watching with a flick of his tail. "This time, Azrael," Gargamel rasped, "this time I will finally catch those pesky Smurfs, and my plan is foolproof." Gargamel's plan was admittedly more cunning than his usual clumsy traps. He had spent weeks studying ancient maps and forbidden spells to create a giant, magical net woven from shadow and spite. This wasn't just any net. It was designed to be invisible to the Smurfs' eyes and strong enough to hold all 100 of them. His idea was to cast it over the entire village while they were distracted by the upcoming Blue Moon Festival. He envisioned them all, trapped and helpless, ready for his stew pot. A truly terrifying thought. Back in the village, preparations for the festival were in full swing. Brainy Smurf was, of course, trying to organize everything with a barrage of quotes and directives, mostly getting in everyone's way. Hefty was carrying massive decorations with a show of strength, and Jokey was, well, handing out his usual explosive surprises. Smurfette was weaving beautiful garlands of moon blossoms with Vanity Smurf, who couldn't stop admiring his reflection in a dewdrop. Everything was filled with joy and excitement, and no one suspected the danger that was creeping closer. As evening approached, Gargamel put his plan into motion. Under the cloak of twilight, he crept to the edge of the village, the massive, invisible net held aloft by his dark magic. He waited for the perfect moment. As the first blue moonbeam touched the center of the village square, and all the Smurfs gathered to sing their festival song, Gargamel flung the net. It descended silently like a spider's web, and in an instant, the entire population of Smurf Village was trapped. Panic erupted. The Smurfs pushed and pulled, but the shadowy threads wouldn't budge. Hefty punched at the net, but his fists just bounced off. It seemed hopeless. From his hiding spot, Gargamel let out a triumphant laugh that echoed through the forest. "I've done it! I've finally done it! You're all mine!" he shrieked, dancing a jig of pure villainous glee. Papa Smurf, trying to remain calm, consulted his spellbooks, but the magic of the net was unfamiliar and powerful. Fear began to grip the hearts of the little blue Smurfs. Was this truly the end? But amidst the chaos, one mind was working furiously. Smurfette. While others panicked, she was observing. She noticed how the net shimmered faintly under the light of the blue moon. She saw how the threads seemed to draw their strength from the shadows cast by the trees. She wasn't looking for a way to break the net with force. She was looking for its weakness. She remembered something Papa Smurf had taught her about dark magic. It often feeds on fear and darkness and shrivels in the face of pure light and joy. An idea sparked in her mind. "Everyone, listen to me." She called out, her voice cutting through the frightened chatter. "Stop pushing. Stop being afraid. We have to Smurf together." The other Smurfs looked at her, confused. "The net is made of shadow magic," she explained. "We can't fight it with strength, we have to fight it with light. We need to make the brightest, happiest light we can." Brainy Smurf scoffed. "That's preposterous. Light can't break a magical net." But Papa Smurf looked at Smurfette, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. "The child is right," he declared. "It is our only chance." Following Smurfette's lead, the Smurfs joined hands. She began to hum the happiest tune she knew, the melody of the Sunbeam Song. Slowly at first, Then, with growing confidence, the other Smurfs joined in. Their voices rose together, not in a song of fear, but in a powerful chorus of unity, happiness, and hope. As their song swelled, something amazing began to happen. Each Smurf started to glow with a soft, warm blue light. The combined radiance of 100 happy Smurfs grew brighter and brighter, pushing back the evening shadows. The light pulsed in time with their song, illuminating the entire clearing. Smurfette then directed them. Now, think of your happiest memories, the festival, the sunshine, Smurfberry pie. The collective joy and light intensified, becoming a brilliant, blinding beacon. Gargamel, who had been gloating, stopped dead in his tracks. The light was painful to his eyes. "What is this sorcery?" he shrieked. He watched in horror as the threads of his shadow net began to sizzle and smoke where the Smurf's light touched them. The pure, concentrated joy was poison to the dark magic. The net began to fray, the threads dissolving into wisps of black smoke. With one final powerful crescendo of their song, the entire net disintegrated into nothingness. The Smurfs were free. They cheered, lifting Smurfette onto their shoulders. "Hooray for Smurfette!" they shouted. Gargamel, blinded by the light and stunned by his failure, stumbled backward, tripped over a root, and tumbled down a hill, landing in a patch of mud with a loud squelch. Azrael just shook his head and followed his master, knowing another Smurfless dinner was in his future. Back in the village, the celebration was more joyous than ever. They didn't just celebrate the blue moon. They celebrated their freedom and the hero who had secured it. Papa Smurf placed a hand on Smurfette's shoulder. "My dear Smurfette," he said, his voice filled with pride. "Today, you have shown us all that the sharpest mind is more powerful than the strongest muscle or the most ancient spell. Your cleverness saved us all. And so, this story reminds us that true strength doesn't always come from physical power. It comes from courage, intelligence, and the ability to see a different solution when everyone else is stuck." Smurfette proved that day that she was more than just the girl of the village. She was its brilliant, shining protector. What do you guys think? Isn't Smurfette one of the most underrated heroes in cartoon history? Let me know your favorite Smurfette moment in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.